want to see if somebody's going to come talk to me, to see if there will be a conversation. You know what I mean? That's all I was really looking for, a conversation with them, so I can understand their side and they can understand my side. You know what I mean?
What is the side that you have?
You know, it's hard for me to really say. I mean, I understand where they're coming from. I do. I do think the stuff that's going on could go different ways. But I think we need to come together and fight the real people that are causing the problem. Not fighting each other.
Which are who?
The government. The government is what's causing all this problem.
So, I don't know how well you could hear, but at times they refer to the people that were here as a counter-protest, that were here to intimidate, to control. I don't know if you had heard that.
I mean, I might look it, but everybody I talk to, I'm not intimidating. I got no reason to intimidate anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you have any issue with them gathering to spread the message of,
No. It's exactly what they're doing. Perfect. Go in a parking lot, scream all you want. You know what I mean? Shoot confetti in the air, light fireworks. Who cares? Just thank you. But you know, when it gets off the property and start getting destructive, that's when I'm concerned. You know what I mean? I don't own a house. I didn't do nothing wrong. You know, and it's like I tell you, these guys. I've got black brothers and sisters. I really do. I mean, seriously, on my mother's side, I've got black brothers and sisters.
So would you say you kind of came down just to make sure things didn't get out of hand? Is that what it is?
Well, no, because I don't have any weapons on me. You know what I mean? You see me here. Look, I don't got no gun. I got no. I mean, I got a taser in my car, but you know what I mean. That's my wife tells me to keep it with me.
So if you had to boil it down to why you wanted to come down here, what would you say?
Really, like I wanted to see if somebody would be nice and come over and talk. I mean, so far, no. I mean, the only guy who came over wanted me tried to get this lady to kick me off her property, and it's like, why? I'm not saying anything bad. I mean, there's nothing here that it says I want violence with you guys. I mean, right? Look at it.
So you're not really a counter-protest?
I wouldn't. I don't know. Would you call it a protest?
I don't know.
I don't know what you call it. What do you call it when you want two sides to get together?
Oh, good question.
Maybe.
Nobody ever talks about that, do they? Two sides getting together and talking. You know, if I had a pickup truck, I would have brought a picnic table, 2 chairs, and said, put a sign on it and said, let's talk. You know what I mean? Let's talk. No violence needs to come out of this.
Right.
I mean, I was more concerned about the Antifa stuff. I'm not really concerned about the Black Lives Matter. I understand, you know, what they're doing, but the Antifa stuff, that shouldn't be happening around here. There's no call for that. You know what I mean? There's no call for that.
Mark, anything? Okay. Appreciate your time, man.
Yeah, it was nice talking to you.
Yeah, you as well. Thank you. Be careful getting home.
I usually.
Like 20 minutes?
Yeah, roughly about 20 minutes that way.
Where you from, man?
Slatington, PA.
All right, okay, all right. That's the home of the KKK around here, though.
Dude, I'll tell you what.
Right, though?
Well, no, actually, you want to be honest?
Go ahead,
In
man.
1998, the KKK walked down Main Street, Slatington.
I'm gonna put this right here, okay, bro?
That's fine.
Thank you, sir.
It's an old beat-up cop car anyway.
All right, man. Let's get to the gist of what's going on here, man.
What's up?
How did you hear about this get together today, sir?
My wife follows the gun shop down the street.
Thank you for being honest. Relic,
yeah,
right?
She follows the gun shop. I don't follow gun shop. I'm not into guns really.
Me either, ironically. So we have a lot in common besides the pride of shirt, but that's all good. You have your right to your.
I'm old school, man. I'm old school. You know, back in the day, back in school, this is the way we settled. I'll see you in Smoker's Alley after school. That's the way we settled problem. We didn't shoot or stab.
Okay, let's go back to the Relic real quick. I made a phone call to them earlier today because I saw a posting saying pretty much calling the troops, calling people to come to action.
Okay, yes, yeah, I did.
So you didn't even see the post?
I didn't even see the post.
Okay, so how did you hear it through Relic?
My wife follows the gun shop.
Okay.
And the gun on actually, if I had my phone out, I could show you.
It's somewhere up here in like.
All she showed
Egypt.
me was there was the purple sign that said Relic, and underneath it said 530 Black Lives Matter, Whitehall School District, and then had an address.
Right.
So I was like, all right, well, I'm going to go take a shower and go down and see if I can talk to some of these guys, see what's going on.
Yes, sir.
So I get out of the shower. She's like, it's not at the school no more. I was like, what do you mean?
Right. They changed the address. Right.
She said because having a gun on on school property is a federal offense.
That's what my boy was saying. Yes, sir.
So they moved it down to this address. I was like, all right, I'll go there. So I'll go across the street. I'll get out my.
Yeah, it's not far, right?
Wear my Trump stuff, you know.
Yeah.
I am a Trump supporter. I won't say no, you know.
Okay, so what makes you such a starch Trump supporter? Like, what has he done? I mean, I know he's brought back the economy, arguably, and he's been honest with a lot of his promises. That's one thing I have to respect the man for.
Yes, everything he's promised, he has done.
Okay.
And a lot of the stuff is just a constant abuse from the other side. You know, we never did this in the past to a standing president. Never did this stuff. You know what I mean? And then, you know, this is the biggest thing, to sit here and just keep pounding racism on him. And do you understand when Jennifer Hudson's relatives were murdered?
And he helped out the family.
He helped her
put them
out.
up. Yes, sir.
You know, Biden says the NAACP supported him, which they never did.
They never did? Okay.
But they did support Trump. There's a picture of them giving Trump a plaque.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know, and like him giving the college fund that had to come to Congress every year, beg for money.
Oh, the HBCUs.
Yeah.
He did give a lot of money. You're right
And
about
not
that.
only that, you know, Trump annihilated them having to come to the table no more.
Right.
He just said, "Hey, you
Yeah,
send us
yeah.
a bill, we pay it every
He
year
doesn't
now."
make him beg every year
Yeah,
like he
yeah,
was.
exactly.
Yeah,
so,
okay.
so who's the racist? You know, the Democrats wanted you to come in. Can we please have money for a college?
Mm-hmm.
Trump said, here's money. Just see me next year, or you know, whenever you need more, just come get it. You know what I mean? So how can you call somebody like that a racist?
What do you think all the backlash is? Because it's kind of ironic that both sides now are coming at him. So what do you think? You think
the
Trump is
backlash?
really draining the swamp, or what do you think is really going on?
Oh
sir?
yes, I think he's draining the swamp. I think there's something in the back that a lot of people are not really. I would say they're on the fence because they don't really want to believe it.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe what's going to come out in the next 4 years about a lot of big important people.
Are we going with the whole Podesta thing and the child trafficking and all that? Love? Is that where you're going?
Pizzagate and all that
Pizzagate and all
stuff.
that. So where you going?
Yeah, I think that stuff's real, man.
Because it's kind of ironic you said it. Because a buddy of mine said it's kind of funny. A lot of the Hollywood movies have been slowing down, and Hollywood in general has been
why do you
slowing
think
down.
Tom Hanks ain't in this country
Why do you
anymore?
think Tom Hanks is and
Now he's in Greece. You know why he's in Greece?
Probably
No
trying
extradition.
evading. Yeah. Well, look at Roman. That's like Roman Polanski.
You know who else is not doing concerts no more?
Who's that, sir?
John Legend and Chrissy Teigen.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
Because
Wasn't
they're in
Chrissy
it.
Teigen that's saying that something about a young girl was yummy? Something
Yep.
about right? Something to that. I don't want to incriminate
Yeah.
myself, but something to that effect. He said, okay.
Justin Bieber's in it.
Really, really.
He was the one who sang the one about a little boy being yummy, yummy, or
So
something.
my
like a little
question
girl.
is, who's not on the list, sir? Who's not
You
on
know,
it?
they don't really talk about it. They really don't. They don't really talk about who's not on the list.
I think that'd be a shorter conversation. Don't you agree?
Well, I bet you there's one guy I know who's not on the list.
Who's that?
The rapper McDonald.
Mac Miller?
No,
McDonald.
he's dead. Matt Miller's dead.
McDonald. I never heard of McDonald.
The white guy. You never saw the white guy? He's got those like weird colored dreads.
Oh, you're talking about Tekashi 6ix9ine?
No. This is a big white guy. He
A big
doesn't
white.
really.
Oh, you're talking about Post Malone, maybe?
No, his name is McDonald.
McDonald?
Yeah.
Okay, my
Yeah,
bad.
look him up
Oh, I'm
once.
gonna look him up, man. Thanks for the
he is- He is supposedly like
Okay.
super hated by everybody.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
He sings about the real shit. He'll
Sounds
tell
like my type of guy, man.
you- Yeah, it's cool.
All right, last thing, man. This has been such a great interview. Like I said, man, no one's here to fight. I'm
No.
glad that there weren't a whole bunch of people here with the guns, and that doesn't help anybody. But you standing here with a flag, I don't think that's going to alarm anything. And I think
No, I was more hoping somebody would come up and talk, but
I think it should be okay for you to be a Trump supporter. You should be able to vote for whoever you want to, especially if you can back up why you're voting for him, and you definitely did that.
oh,
but-
there's more, man. You know, there's more than
Okay,
that. There's
feel
a lot
free.
more.
Feel free to go on, bro.
How you doing? You see what I mean?
Yeah.
I get that all the time, and the guy don't even know who I am. You know what I mean?
So his thing is the hat.
You know,
his thing is the-
it would be funnier if I would wear a normal shirt and we'd walk in Walmart and he'd drop his wallet and I'd pick it up to give to him. He'd be like, "Thank you, dude. Thank you very much." And then I'd turn around and say, "You know, I'm the guy you just called an asshole standing over just because I was
Yeah.
holding a Trump flag and wearing a Trump shirt." Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, let me ask you something as a Trump supporter. All right. Let's talk Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
the
he's
young
supposed to get
man-
out there tomorrow.
You supposed to go out there?
Yep.
Okay.
He didn't. The governor told him he didn't want him to come, but he's still going. He insists.
Okay, good.
We'll
Good.
see. We'll see, though.
The whole thing, how that was treated, though, sir. Like, imagine this is like Whitehall, I guess, right? Imagine we're in Slatington, where you're at, right?
Okay.
And I'm gonna say to assume there's not a lot of black people like me up there. Maybe there are. So if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But assuming
Yeah,
there
you can
were.
be honest. You can be honest. Yeah, there's not. It's
Okay.
not, it's
Okay.
not.
So I was right. Okay.
Maybe what, 10 to the whole town.
Right. So say I came
And
from.
once again,
Go ahead.
let me
brother.
say before.
Sorry to
once
cut you
again, my town.
Yeah.
Okay, we have the same problem. I don't know how to say it. You could say my town is racist, and the reason I would say people say Slayton is racist
Like a sundown town. Go ahead.
because we have a little village where they keep the Hispanics and blacks and stuff like that. We have that.
Like a
And once
ghetto?
again-
What would
yeah,
you call
we
it?
have it.
What is it called?
We
There
have
has to be a nickname for it.
7th Street Village.
Okay. All right. Okay.
You know what I mean? We have it.
All right.
And when they first built that place,
Yes, sir.
Okay, when I was 15, 16, it used to be a lot of like white people on welfare.
Right.
You know what I mean? Guys in wheelchairs, stuff like
I
that.
understand.
But it like just over the last probably 10 years, it's changed. It's mostly Hispanics. Probably more Hispanics than anything.
Yeah.
Remember the shooting in Bethlehem at the bar?
Yes, sir.
That guy
Okay.
lived there.
Oh, okay.
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 So now the laundry, where it used to be the laundry room, it's now the police department.
All right, all
It
right,
has its own police department.
Nice.
So you tell me that in itself is like, here's your little nook of racism. And the bad thing for me is like, I gotta drive by it every day and I go, man, when are they going to get rid of this thing, dude? Break this down, dude. Why can't you do individual housing? If you're going to do HUD, see that house, and there's a house. No, I'm just saying, like, there's a house like that right across from Seventh Street Village.
Yes, sir.
It's been vacant for 5 years.
And no one living in it, no nothing.
No one living in it.
Okay. How many people think could live in there comfortably?
Comfortably, I've been in it because it used to be one of my friend's house. Comfortably, you could turn that into a decent 2-family home.
So how do you feel about the state hospital in Allentown? If you know a little bit about Allentown,
I was
right?
pissed when they ripped that down.
Oh, it's already torn down?
I don't know.
They're about to. It's not. It's up. Still up. I'm trying to get over before they tear it down. It kind of scared me there, but yeah.
That truthfully should be kept as a landmark. They did a movie there.
That's what I said. Why? Who tears down a building after they film a movie? And
I did the main steps that those two ran up and down. I did those for the company I work for.
Really?
F.A. Rohrbach did those steps. Yeah, I went back and took pictures because they said they were going to rip it down.
Nice.
The foreman that I worked for, he was the one who got killed out on Route 80 3 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I took a picture of that thing there, and I dedicated to him that on my Facebook page, saying, you know, this is the last project that me and him did together when I was working for him.
Right.
After that, I got my promotion, and 2 years later, I got promoted again, and he ended up working for me. But
Well,
you know,
small world. But
yeah, it's a fun world.
Here's what I wanted to ask you, bro. Like, you had a good impression of what happened here tonight, right?
It was good. I'm glad. The way
I mean,
that's
besides the
exactly,
insults that we were privy to, but overall, all that.
You know what? I went to the Palmerton one, and the insults were the opposite.
Oh, you
direction.
went to Palmerton too?
Yeah.
Can you mind talking about that a little bit?
That one went the opposite way.
Okay. I heard that people had to be chased home.
You know, and the worst thing about it is I regret it to this day.
Right.
And it didn't even dawn on me. I was standing there with Bullhorn. I was talking back to the other people.
Okay.
You know, I didn't curse at him or anything, but some girl took my microphone and handed me her flag.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't even look at it. She gave it to me. I was like, all right, I held it here. Take the wildest guess what flag it was when I went over there.
Probably the Blue Lives Matter flag. Or was with that flag? What flag?
Confederate.
Oh, okay. You had the Confederate flag?
Yeah.
So let me ask you. She gave you a Confederate flag.
She gave me
okay.
one.
So what does that have to do with the
She was
North?
holding it. She's watching it.
So what does the Confederate flag have to do?
The whole thing is a white girl walking around with it. I never paid attention. She said, "Can I borrow your bullhorn?" Here's my bullhorn.
Yeah.
I'm watching what's going on here. Hold this, okay? I hold this like this for a couple seconds. I look over. Son of a bitch.
But what does the Confederate flag have to do with
That's
the
what I
North?
said. Why'd you bring Confederate flag to Palmerton?
That's the only thing. But here's the thing. What made it go north? Were you there when people had to be chased home from the Black Lives Matter people? Did you see it, or was that all media hype? Was there people chased home? Was it violent?
The only altercation was the old man who smacked the sign out of the girl's face. Okay. Now that story goes two ways.
Okay.
That girl came up to right into his face. She smacked him in the browser of his hat with the sign. So I think they both handled it a little bit improperly. That was probably the only real thing that got out of hand there. But no, when we were yelling back and forth in the actual main thing, there was no objects thrown. There was no beating people.
Right.
I will say there was some really, really racist people there.
Yeah, that's what they said.
But those really racist people, I can tell you, honest to God, I've lived up there for 34 years.
Yeah.
Those people weren't from there.
I heard there were a lot of outside provocateurs.
Yeah. Well, the one guy who used the mud, what do you call it, mud people?
He said mud people?
Yeah, he said mud people. He said it right to some girl's camera. I'm like, really? Really? What the hell? Dude, it's like, if you guys want to solve what's going on, you really need to, we should have put a table up there and we should have talked. You know what I mean?
Why can't there be a meeting of the minds of something like this? You think it would end up in violence? Like, you think if you had 10 of your buddies here, you think it would be looked at as threatening? Do you think there could be a meeting? Because here's what I don't understand.
The problem is a lot of my buddies, my buddies aren't like me. They would come with handguns on their side or a rifle.
They wouldn't.
What I mean? Yeah, they would come with it because they don't.
They would because they have the right to open carry.
Exactly,
right?
they would, because to them, it's when you go to a rally against this, it's a two-way Trump rally. It's never. Why can't it just be a Trump rally that's let's talk?
But why?
If we have to talk at high volume, that's all right. That's the way it works.
Understood. But why do like grown men, not to be offensive, but older men that are established in life, feel the need to pick up firearms for a bunch of kids?
They're scared.
Okay. You're being honest. I respect that.
I know. I've talked to them. I said, dude, why?
Okay.
Oh, we're scared. What are you scared of?
Yeah, what are they scared of? Kids?
Well, because they watch CNN. They watch Fox all day.
They watch the beatings, the Ronnie. Okay, I hear what you're saying, bro.
You're to me, like the shootings of the police officers with the African American men that's going on.
Yes, sir.
To me, I don't believe it's racism why the police are shooting them. To me, I think it's stereotyping. That's what I really think. And that's the same thing these old white guys are doing when African Americans come
Well,
in their
stereotyping, stereotyping is a form of racism. That's one of the earliest
Yeah,
forms of
yeah,
racism.
but
I hear your premise.
I don't think they're shooting just because of color of skin. I
premise.
think they're shooting because, well, you know, we see the criminal number for that color of person being higher than that color of a person, so we're gonna pull him over. You know, like what's his name? What's the black Republican? Come on.
Talking about Tim Scott?
Tim Scott. Like Tim Scott said,
yeah.
he's pulled over 14 times for the color of his skin.
Yeah.
Why? I mean, that guy.
I mean, it happens a lot to like high-profile blacks. That they always getting. I mean, Skip Gates from PBS, who does all the documentaries, he was pulled over in front of his own house and actually arrested in front of his own house. Dr. Dre, the Beat producer, bought the Beats headphones.
Yeah, I know.
He was accosted in front of his house. Yeah, I know. Yeah,
listen,
but
when I was 15, 16 years old, I used to know what I used to wear when I was a kid.
Tell me, right?
Cross-color jeans.
Carcanine. You know about Carcanine?
When Crisscross came out, yep, I wore my pants backwards, my button-up jersey backwards to school, dude. I was right there in it. So I went to nightclubs. I danced.
So what do you think happens? You look a pretty cool white guy, man. Like remember I was in elementary back in this area. I went to Allentown, and I'm 47, and I remember being in school, right, and being I can't wait till this racism is over by the time we get to high school. How naive I was. So what do you think happens when kids are that young and they get it, but then somehow there's a split where they end up hating each other? What do you think that is? Not that you fell victim of that, but what do you think that causes that schism or that dichotomy in people? Do you think it's economics? Do you think it's like when they get to a certain part in life?
You know, I could see, you know.
I know it's a heavy question, but
I have black brothers and sisters.
Yeah, I heard you saying that earlier. Yes,
now,
sir.
I could see the areas they grew up in compared to the area I grew up in. I could see where you could say, well, how comes you get to live there and all I see is white people where you live, and I live in look at my sidewalks in front of my house are all cracked up and busted everywhere.
Yes, sir.
Everything around you is beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to know the truth? It's not me who's putting you in that situation. You see that guy sitting in the office down there?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you know.
This in general. Yes.
You go down to that government building. That's the guy that's truly keeping everybody down.
And they have everybody at odds fighting.
But I won't say no. Listen, I'll be straight out with you. I've worked for companies too. I've worked with companies. I've always asked because I worked for one company. Now we used to get government work, so you had to have a minority, okay?
Right.
And I used to have color guys.
Yeah, quotas, yeah.
Yeah, so I used to have 3 black guys on my crew when I ran my crew. I fucking loved working for me. I mean, I loved working.
Yeah.
I didn't treat anybody any different. It's like you said, if you have to put a color in front of something, it's bad. You know what I mean? So I never really believed that when I was with these guys.
That's good, man.
And I always told them, like, I would have other guys, why do you hang out with those, you know? I'm like,
yeah. You
know why? Because when you're on my crew, I say, hey, can you do that?
And
you
they say
give
no.
me attitude.
Right.
When I say to Howard, hey, Howard, can you grab that rake and straighten that pile out there?
Right.
Howard says, all right, I'll get it done. And I can walk away from Howard. I don't have to worry about it. But with you'll grab the rake, you'll go over there, drop the rake, and go do something else, start hanging on your buddy. I said, my production hours, I get yelled at by my boss.
So at the end of the day, you just respect work ethic and the overall character of a person.
Yeah, but then I started working for some companies that straight out, well, we can't hire them. Why? They're lazy. Well, you're going by a stereotype, dude. They're not all. There's a lot of good people out there.
And that's what we need. We need more people like yourself, man. Like I said, I respect the fact that you can come out here with
and that's why I'm here. That's another reason why I'm here. Just the prominent thing, when I said that to so many people,
yeah, I'm so glad.
They call me a racist for saying that. I'm like, why am I a racist? Because if I was blind and you were blind, we wouldn't know what the fuck we were, would we?
Right.
We'd bump right into each other. We wouldn't say nothing.
That's true.
So
it's true.
Why is it if I say, you know, I've told people, I have black brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
My Shaquille, that's one of my brothers. Nakima, Micah, Jabbar, Jezreel's my sister.
Sir. Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? I forgot where I was going with that one.
Well, no problem. Let me ask your friend if he doesn't mind talking to
He's a new guy.
You're good, man? All right, you're good, man. You're not on camera.
Is it over?
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, they're wrapping up and going home.
But here's what I want to ask. Maybe you can just answer off camera if you don't mind chiming in, if you agree with what I'm asking. Like, when I saw the kid in Kenosha, I'm going to stop calling him a kid because I don't understand why the media...
Yeah, he's only...
He's a 17... I'm going to call him a man. I mean, when you kill people... I think he said he was 17. I could be wrong.
No, he wasn't a... Oh, you're talking about Kyle Rittenhouse?
I'm talking about Kenosha, the Kenosha man. Jacob
Blake.
Yes, sir. The killing... Right. Yes, sir.
I know his name.
Yeah. So, like, when I saw the optics of the young kid, he literally killed 2 people. Let's take race out.
Oh, now you're taking Kyle Rittenhouse.
Thank you, sir.
That's the one who shot the kids.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So, if you kill somebody and people were in a state of hysteria, the least they could have done was apprehend him. They literally let the kid walk around and...
They didn't know.
They didn't know?
They didn't know.
But they saw a kid with a
all the-
rifle. I saw the video, so maybe it was dark. I don't know.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So
I'm sorry, sir.
The 36-year-old with the shaved head that he shot in the car lot.
Okay.
That kid, that is the guy, 36-year-old man. He was the one. Now, I hope you don't mind this word. This is from his mouth.
Go ahead, man. Go
he
ahead.
was the one yelling
please.
in Kyle's face, saying, "Shoot me, nigga! Shoot me, nigga!"
Okay.
That's the guy who got shot in the head.
Okay.
He's the one who chased Kyle into that parking lot. He grabbed Kyle's gun.
Okay.
So Kyle shot him. Kyle then, when he backed up, Kyle called the police. That's who he was calling.
Surrendered.
He called the police to tell him, "Hey, I shot a man."
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw him.
And what happened is the crowd started coming, and you started hearing people saying,
that's him.
"Get him, get him." That's
So
the
it's
kid
so
who
it's
shot
a bunch of confusion, so they didn't know who to grab, pretty much.
No, they knew who they were going after.
You know,
I won't get you. Go ahead.
all this stuff, whether it's all, they're all videos taken on,
Cell phones or whatever. Yes, sir.
Until it gets to court, until the evidence is all there, I reserve.
Yeah.
Did I think
Smart.
did the guy act in self-defense? I think he did.
You think he did?
But I don't know. Maybe
yeah.
Maybe he really did have a vendetta. He was coming ready to kill. I don't know.
Okay, man.
No, that kid wasn't coming. He came with a med pack.
Well, whatever.
He was giving
You know,
help there to two people. He gave help
We
to.
gotta stop knee jerk this.
Well, what
we gotta
made it
stop
go?
knee
What
jerk.
made it go north? Do you think? What made it go north?
You know what? I think that to me I think that kid's biggest mistake is he should have never got away from his
It
friends.
was a murder.
Oh, he went down with his friends.
He was with like 5 people
Look at the
protecting
video.
a
See,
store.
The store. That's why he was there in the first
and then
place, right?
somehow he got separated from him.
Yes, sir.
And then that's when they went after him. Now, when he was out in the road, where the actual guy was shot and killed, and the guy was shot in the arm.
Yes, sir.
Okay, the first guy is the guy who whacked him with a skateboard.
I saw that picture.
That's the one who was shot in the chest.
That's the one that was shot.
The second kid, if you ever watch Colin Noor?
I do.
Okay, Colin Noor put the video up, and he's got great video of it.
I'm gonna check
The
it.
second guy came up, looked Kyle in the face. Kyle had his gun pointed at him, and for some reason they both paused, and the guy started to back up. Then next thing you know, you saw him go like this, and he came at him again. That's when Kyle shot him in the arm.
But isn't it illegal to?
And he had a gun in his
Isn't
hand.
it illegal to even point a gun at somebody?
Yeah, it is.
I mean,
That's why, like the
Because that's what. Just the only reason I say that, sir, because that happened. We had a protest maybe 3 weeks ago in Allentown, and a guy showed up with an AR-15, and you would have thought he was from Slatington, somewhere up in whatever. He literally lived 3 blocks from the protest, right there at 5th and.
Oh yeah, you're McCungy. That's a big. That's you think my town's racist? Woo!
Malone, McCungy, and all that.
And that's more money. Those are richer people that are prejudiced.
Well, I used to
you know
play
what I mean?
baseball in Slatington a lot. I remember them telling us when we used to play baseball back in the day. I played at Allen, so we used to be in Slatington.
Oh, you played for high school baseball.
And I played at Alvernia College too when I went in Reading. So I don't know if you came back this way far.
Yeah, I
but-
never played booster play.
Okay.
I never played baseball for school.
I remember
But
the park in Slatington
it's
thing though.
It's
I
funny
remember the
because
park in Slatington.
I'm more in support of.
they don't realize, in schools like my school,
Yeah.
there can be racism between white people.
People that want to stay home.
I wasn't allowed to play certain places in football
Right.
because I wasn't the coach's kid.
There you go.
The superintendent of the school's son played.
Right.
I outran the running back. The running back ran the 100-yard dash in 6.2.
Wow.
I ran it 6 flat.
All right.
But he was, you know what I mean? Their kid, he played. Quarterback is the coach's kid. You know what I mean? It's like, so after a year and a half of it, I said, you know what, I had enough. Like, no more sports, dude. You know what I mean? You can have racism just like that. You got racism between wealthy and non-wealthy.
That's
you know
right,
what I mean?
man. That's right.
And it's not fair. Because I used to say to them, I said, you know what, this is bullshit. You know what you do? You put your pants on the same way I do, one leg at a time.
Now, in closing, how do you think COVID would have been if Hillary would have won
There would have been no COVID.
You don't think there would have been a COVID at all?
No, you're gonna start burning stuff now.
You think there's a big plot there, like
Oh,
the?
dude, listen, you want me to put stuff on the table?
Go
for
ahead,
you?
please do.
Okay.
Wait.
We all know it came from this Wuhan laboratory, right?
Right.
Okay. Who funds the Wuhan laboratory?
To America?
No.
Who funds it, sir? Tell me.
Bill Gates.
Oh, okay, you're going there now. Okay, right.
Fauci.
And they hired him too, right?
Who gave them a whole lot of money last year?
The same Chinese
Obama.
government. I didn't know that.
Democrats funded that place. So you're telling me they were developing these things, right? Well, now Trump gets in office. They tried to impeach him, didn't work. They tried other things, didn't work. So what's their last resort? Let's throw this thing out here and see what happens. Now you want to look at it now? Now look at it.
Right.
Now they're saying true people that have truly died from COVID,
Okay.
truly died, is only 9,600 people.
Really?
People that were healthy, contracted COVID, and died from COVID. Now, I'm not saying the 180,000 number is wrong.
Right,
The 180,000 number is saying, hey, this guy's got a pacemaker.
Yeah,
he's got,
underlying conditions.
17 pills he takes. Of course,
Yes, sir.
the first thing to go, if you have a bad breathing system, I mean, come on.
Yeah, you're right,
you're but
I agree.
and then they go to blame it on a president. It's like, but
Yeah, I even thought that was kind of petty. I mean, come on, it started in China, but you're still gonna, hey, let's blame Trump until the end.
and then this is another thing. You want to blame? Okay, so President Trump put an actual epidemiologist in charge of the whole COVID thing.
Yes, sir.
So now on, how you doing? So now you have H1N1, right?
Yeah.
Under Obama, Obama puts Biden in charge of it. Biden hollers a politician to run it.
True.
Okay, well guess what? We get 60 million people sick. They had 12,679 people that died from it.
Right.
But then they stopped counting. Obama ordered stop counting. But why would Trump say to stop counting? Everybody, oh, he doesn't want, you know what I mean? Everybody throw a big temper tantrum. Why is there such hypocrisy in political people?
I think everyone's so hell-bent on getting the man out of office, they don't realize that the laws and how integrity, they're losing their integrity. And
well, it's like they said, like, you've ever watched that girl that... You ever watch that girl that moved from, I think, what's the girl from Venezuela? Or was she from Germany or something? There's
Are you talking about that little girl that was the avid, like the...
No.
Thunberg's not Thunberg. The Greta Thunberg, the little girl that was not her, right?
No.
Okay.
This girl was she's probably about our age.
Oh, all right, okay. I'm not
she
sure.
tells what happened over. Come on. Sabir? No.
I can always look it up later in this,
Yeah, she did a webpage. It's one of those foreign countries that broke off when the U.S.
Oh, like
USSR split.
Brexit type of thing? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
She said, well, what happened was, so first thing that happens, what the government does so they can push socialism is they get the people to fight each other.
Yeah.
Because if you're busy fighting each other, you're not going to fight them. So what happens is the people start killing each other. Okay. Well, now the government starts coming in and starts handing out free stuff, and next thing you know, the government is telling you what you can eat, what you can't eat, how much gas you're allowed to get.
Yes, sir.
You watch videos on Cuba. When you watch Cuba promoted videos, it looks like the greatest place in the world to live.
Yeah.
Have you ever gone to Cuba?
I've been to Jamaica, so I know it's pretty much the same club. But it's beautiful in Cuba with the cars and the colors and the old buildings. And I want to go.
But if you see a video from, there's a group of guys that went down there to get gas. They were in 5-mile-long cars, people to get gas. There's only one gas station.
Wow, yeah.
The government controls the grocery store. They open it and tell you when you can come in and order food.
Oh, you're telling me about the ill effects of socialism and that people think it's all a good thing, but when you... Okay,
yeah. I mean, so why would you want that here? I mean, think about it. You can walk out your door today and do anything you want. If you want to say, hey, I'm over in North Carolina right now, throw stuff in the car and you go.
But what's your opinion about all this stimulus money and everyone kind of fell in line and they're actually literally waiting for their money now?
I think the biggest mistake was that $600 extra unemployment.
I agree.
I really think that was the Democrats trying to buy votes. I really do.
And now, there's definitely a lot of pandering going on. I remember when Pelosi and Schumer, they all had the black kente cloths and they were kneeling.
To me, isn't that a disgrace? Because that's a ceremonial rag.
I was offended.
Yeah, that's a ceremonial rag.
But with all due respect, sir, black Americans have had it hard enough in America, right? So my question is, what the hell does African kente cloth have to do with the struggle of black Americans now? It seems that white people have fought for what they feel is right. Jewish people have fought for what they think is right. Even Asian people, arguably. But it seems that every time black people want to fight, they always have to share everything with everyone. And it seems unfair at times. And it seems like
to be honest, to me, I think Nancy Pelosi thinks she owns the African American race. You know what I mean? I really do. I really think that's what she thinks. I think that's what the Democrats
Did you know the first 150 Republicans were black men out of Texas?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people don't.
That's what I said.
I just found out. I didn't know that.
I taught my brothers. I told them. I said, "Do you know the real story of the Republican Party?"
They never love to tell it.
Dude, what the Democratic Party did was they went around. They started hanging African American Republicans.
You know what's funny? You say that.
They killed people and said, "Hey, join our party, or we're going to kill you."
I.e. John Lewis. Everyone fell in love with John Lewis, who RP just passed away. But my question is, if he'd have been a freedom fighter and was shedding blood of the people that beat him up to make him turn Democrat, because I always wonder why why black people feel they need to be Democrat while we're on this Democratic plantation. And then I found out back in the day, I always knew Martin Luther King was a Republican and his father was Republican. So I always wanted to find out what changed, but nothing really changed. They had said it changed. So the same Democrats that started the KKK, that once Democrats want me hating you as a Trump supporter, but the Democrats started the KKK.
Yeah.
So why would I hate a Republican, especially when the Republican Party was started by a lot of black businessmen out of Texas and the like? So I think if more people got together and they knew these talking points, we wouldn't have all these rallies, and if we did, it'd be more people together and at odds fighting, and we'd be going after the real people having this fighting, which is the media. MSNBC, Fox, whatever it may be.
It's like they said years ago,
Yes,
media
sir.
was 70% trustable.
Now
70% of them are fake news.
They're government facilitated. They're
Well,
government
wait till
run.
that comes out. CNN's lead person is one of the pedophilias.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's a reason why all of this is going on right now. I mean, did you hear about the reporter that brought that out? Asked Trump about QAnon?
No, I didn't know I think you said QAnon are great people or something.
Yes.
Oh, they like me, so it's okay for them to
Yes.
like me.
Because QAnon has a lot of the articles about the pedophilia ring that's going around.
Oh, now I get it.
You got Clintons are in it.
So he's a new Wikipedia for Trump, QAnon?
I think QAnon is like the backdoor thing, trying to sneak information out to the people out here to say, hey, listen, this is what you people don't understand is really going on.
Well, isn't this
These Democrats are really satanic people, man.
I agree.
They're not good for this country.
I think it's what they call the deep state left,
Yes.
where a lot of people don't like to talk about. There's a documentary called Shadowgate. If you didn't see it, bro, you might want to check it out. It's on free on YouTube. Sorry, Shadowgate, all one word, and it's a lady. And I think they arrested that lady or threw her in jail. The lady who made the documentary, and she talks about the deep state left and the effects of that. So it's eye-opening. So I think if a lot of people saw stuff like
I'm
that,
telling you, these videos that I've been watching, they're my opener, dude.
Yeah, man.
I am highly against pedophilia. I would never think about it myself because I had kids. You know what I mean? But then to see who these people are that are doing it.
What's up? Ask it on camera.
What's up?
Are you okay with protests burning flags?
Burning an American flag? No.
Then why did you deface that?
I didn't face this. I bought it like this.
But that's a defaced flag right there.
You're talking about the flag code.
Yeah.
It's not defaced. It wasn't built as a regular American flag.
Oh, so if you just went and drew that on there,
Then it would be defaced an American flag.
what's the difference?
What's the difference? Big difference.
What is it?
What is it? Because I wouldn't. Drawing on a flag is dishonoring a flag. Having a flag that's made like this.
But how is everyone going to
This is a
know
Trump
it's
flag.
made like that?
Huh?
How do you carry around the receipt with you?
You got glasses on. I mean, you can clearly see that is printed like that.
Where was it made?
Huh?
Is it made in China?
Well, the bag when I bought it said made in USA because the guy who I buy my stuff from only buys made in USA stuff. I mean, this is a Gildan shirt. This is made in America. This hat. Well, actually, sorry, but this hat was made in China. The hat you buy this hat in America, it's $45. You get it from eBay, it was $6.91.
Well, buy it at Spencer's. Don't they have them at Spencer's still? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So if I'm not saying that I would, but if somebody were to burn a flag like that, that'd be all right.
Yeah, I wouldn't
In
care.
protest?
I wouldn't care about this one. No. Because to me, this is not a flag that you would drape across somebody's casket either. This doesn't honor an American. I mean, this honors a president. Well, I shouldn't say it doesn't honor an American.
Really? 'Cause
It
I was
honors a
gonna say-
president, you know what I mean? But it doesn't honor a dead American, you know what I mean?
Not yet.
Well, I don't think this one ever will.
Socioeconomic.
Never? You don't think he's gonna die? That's some North Korea type shit. Some dear leader type. He's never gonna die.
Who?
Donald Trump.
But this flag will never be draped on Donald Trump's casket. It won't be draped on my casket. It won't be around when I die.
All right, man. Good talking to you.
Thanks for
Have a
coming
good
over,
day.
bro. Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
God bless. All right, man. This is really cool, man.
Hey, see, look at it. We can be non-violent, right? We can talk.
But you went down the road.
All right, man.
funny, right?
Well said, bro. So,
So if you have a flag that's printed with something on it, it's un-American. Wow.
well, thanks a lot.
That's really funny. That's like you yelling in somebody's face, saying that I'm a fascist, but yet you're doing something that's fascist.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean? What
Yeah.
did Kayleigh McKinney said today at the end of the day?
Oh, McKinney, yeah.
Yeah, that's like an arson calling the fire department, right? So I'm guessing that's the only Antifa people that showed up with these guys.
I think so. it's all dying down.
Well,
Hey,
like
man.
I said, I'm glad everything was peaceful. And
Yeah,
it was
we
nice.
got a chance to chop it up, man, and talk some issues over, man. Like I said, we all just need to talk these issues out. I think we'll agree more than we'll
Yeah, like
disagree.
you saw, there's stuff you didn't know, and there was stuff
There's a
I
lot of
didn't
stuff I don't know. I'm still learning, and
Yeah.
that's why I like talking to people and gaining insight. Because I like to be objective. I want to be fair. I don't like to be too polarized where I can't learn or grow. You know what I mean? So I want to thank you. My name is Trek.
Trek, that's cool.
Trek like Star Trek. I run a
See, I would have said mountain bike.
Yeah, I say that sometimes. Yeah, the mountain
I
bike.
rode Trek mountain bikes. when
So
was
like I
younger.
said, man, I run a new thing called Red Bokeh on Facebook. So I don't know if you have
Bokeh.
how I can contact you online. I'd love to show you this video. I don't.
Did you got my name on there?
Give your name, please. Real quick,
It's
sir.
Ty Hilligas, Tilleghegas.
And you're from Slatington, right?
Yep, and that's
Okay,
my
man.
Facebook page.
Oh, yeah, okay,
And you'll
all right,
know
just
it
say it
'cause my wall picture is the Trump fireworks. So, you know what I mean?
Were you at that Trump rally at Jordan Park maybe right before you got elected?
No.
Okay, I was actually at that one. I covered that.
This is, well, I wouldn't really call this a rally. For me, when you're a single person, I don't really think it's a rally.
Yeah, you're right.
I've been to two others. I was at the Palmerton one, and I went to the Pennsylvania Reopen down in against Tom Wolf.
Okay.
That was a pretty good one. I
So
liked that
you're
one.
against Mr. Wolf too?
I hate that cocksucker.
Because he's a Democratic governor, or what he did
Because of what he's
specifically?
doing. Because of what he's doing. You know what I mean? He's really destroying us.
But didn't the numbers come down because of what he did? Wasn't he praised like maybe 3 weeks ago? Or not really?
But other states that didn't close have less deaths than us, so how can you say? I mean, they're saying now that, truthfully, keeping families in the home could probably be some of the worst things.
Yeah,
for
because
them.
it stays stagnant. That's what it is.
Small
Yes, sir.
quadrants. This is what we need. We need to
Yeah.
get out.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But
All right, man.
well,
my
not
name-
only that, I mean, his sidekick, Dr. Levine, she needs to go.
Okay.
She needs to go.
Right. So how you feel about Dr. Fauci
That was a pretty good sign.
I don't like him at
at this
all.
point in the game? Did you like him at first, though? Was
first-
he always at odds with Trump, though? Kind of.
Huh?
Was he always at odds with Trump?
There was something weird there.
There's friction, right?
Yeah, you could notice it.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But
yeah.
now when you look at him, now he's on covers of magazines and shit. It's like, dude, you did this for publicity.
Well, he was
because you
always
knew
out.
as an epidemiologist, nobody would have known who you were till this happened.
No, that's not true. His claim to fame was AIDS back in the day. That's he's been in the goes back to the
Yeah.
Clinton administration or maybe
Did they
earlier.
ever cure it?
I think it's what they're doing now. They want to keep this domino effect, so they want to get people on pills, and that's why they're hacking.
That's it.
That's why they're hacking the database for COVID patients. Like the China hackers are literally hacking
Yeah,
the database.
they're trying to get our remedies to cure it.
remedies and the list of people that are going to need it, that are affected by it. So they have a list of people that their
You
customers.
heard Russia said they got the cure?
No, I didn't hear that. I didn't
Yeah,
hear
a
that.
couple.
I didn't hear that.
What was it, maybe 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago?
Supposedly they had a cure. Supposedly they gave it to somebody.
Right.
She died.
No, they don't talk about it no more.
No, they don't, like our news won't spread it here. I had to go
Right.
online because
Okay.
first, you get fake news because first thing on fake
You
news
gotta be
was
careful.
Putin's daughter dies from coronavirus
Yeah,
cure.
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
oh, come on, all right. So I look
Go
into
deeper,
it,
go deeper.
and it's like, no, this girl, like a week after they announced on TV they had the cure,
Right.
they gave it to her. The first one, she was a little shaky, but she pulled through. Second time they gave her the dose, done, she died. So
Sorry to hear that.
they're 1 they're trying to beat us to a cure because right now, truthfully, if somebody gets a cure,
You're
you're looking at possibly being a global power.
that,
You really seriously think about
and
it.
you can be very, very, very
If
rich.
China gets a cure, we're screwed. We're in big trouble.
It wouldn't that be ironic if they get the cure and they're the ones that started all this crap? Does anyone ever argue the points of that? That how ironic that is? That it just seems so unfair that they argue. Trump called it the Kung Flu. I don't know if I agree with that so much, but it was funny at the time.
Yeah.
But it did start there, though. You know what I mean? Right? Whether you like
Well,
the
yeah,
humor or not.
first they said our military brought it to them, and then first it was the Wuhan market. That's where it came from.
Then they
trying
try
to
to
blame it on-
then they try to blame Black Americans. Actually, there was a McDonald's in China.
I heard a little bit about. Yeah,
Go ahead,
remember,
sir.
they kicked all those Somalians out on the street. That's why I said to people, I said, you're gonna say you love China, but China is more racist than we are.
I agree.
We didn't kick nobody out on the streets. I'm not a real big basketball fan.
That's fine.
I know some of the people, but what's going on now with them putting? Do you understand what you work for Nike? Nike has camps of people entrapped to make shoes. You're fighting slavery. They're slavery.
Mm-hmm.
You're fighting racist. They're racist.
Yeah.
But you want to boycott Goya beans.
Yeah.
But you don't want to boycott Nike because
here.
Nike pays you.
Exactly. You get it.
So
That's what it is. Exactly.
And
what it
here's
is.
another thing. if the real organization of Black Lives Matter,
Yes, sir.
how comes they're not helping out any communities that got burned down?
I agree.
You know, when Minneapolis said, hey, we need $55 million to rebuild, you go and you look at Black Lives Matter's bank's account, they've got over $450 million in their account.
I agree.
Why don't you go help them? You know what
I agree.
If you guys can, I'm not saying Black Lives Matter.
No, guys.
If they can rally up 7,000 people to go protest, why can't you rally up 7,000 people to go down and protect Chicago? Why don't you take your city back?
I think this. I'm glad you brought up Chicago, because I don't know if you've ever been to Chicago. I've been there.
Dude, I haven't been past Tennessee as far as I go.
That's all good. I was only there to shoot a music video for a friend of mine out there. But I was out there, right, man. I'm walking around. I was like, damn, this isn't as bad as I thought it would be. You know, I was like, we're not in the bad part. I was like, oh, so I found out, bro. It's like a little part of Chicago. Like, say it was like a little part of Allentown, or this little
like
part
back in
of
the day, like it used to be over in Addison.
You
and stuff
know
like
what I'm saying? So that's basically the black guy that literally, pun intended, that Chicago has. So I think if more people knew that it's really a small section, so you really don't need all the troops that Trump is really. Maybe they do. I don't know. But it's not as big as a problem they like to put it out to be. But I'm more mad at people like Obama, Michael Jordan, arguably, and Oprah Winfrey. I heard them talking about Oprah Winfrey when they use things like eminent domain.
She's on the list.
Yeah, I know.
She's a pedophile.
And I saw a picture of Obama with a ankle bracelet, like a home house arrest.
Oh, really?
Ellen DeGeneres has a video looking old as hell.
Yeah, well, that's why they're canceling her show.
Yeah.
You know she's gonna bounce.
Yeah,
Why do you think Obama's are so hard on trying to get Trump out of office?
Well, why do you think the DNC was all pre-recorded this year? You don't think that was a little weird? You probably didn't watch it, but
I watched the whole DNC. You kidding? I want to see what they were saying.
Yeah, you got to see the
my
lie.
president. I watched it all 4 nights.
You got to
dude.
watch both parts of the lie. I get it, bro.
You know,
Yes,
I watched them tell. You know, like to me, Kamala Harris.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now I said her name right, so that
You can say it right.
I said it right.
You said it right.
To me, it seems like if you were to throw a $50 bill, if I was to put a $50 bill and say, "Come on, are you on my side?" She'd be here. She'd be on my side fighting you. She only seems to go where the money's going to go.
Where the wind blows. That's a good point.
She doesn't stand for nothing. She stands for anything that'll make her bank account fatter, is what I see. You know, to go here one day and say, okay, like for instance,
go ahead.
She was on the news saying that these riots need to keep happening and we shouldn't stop them, and she's promoting people to fight in the streets.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
Then the numbers go down in the polls. Then all of a sudden now she's on TV. We need to stop this rioting. We got to condone the violence. Oh yeah, you're going to jump on the wagon now because
exactly
you know
what they're doing.
You see the landslide.
That's exactly what they're doing.
This ain't no little step down. This is going to be a landslide, buddy.
Right.
You know, and even like what they say, she put more African Americans in prison for pot.
Yeah, and schools, children that were going to school and they were truant or not going to school, she was literally locking up parents and threatening to lock up parents for truancy. So I hear what you're saying. She had a lot to be desired.
She threw all those records away about all the priests being pedophiles.
I didn't know that.
Because they gave her money for her campaign.
I didn't know that.
Yes, they don't. The I don't know what you would call the religious things over in California, but they donated $60,000 to her campaign to become AG. So there was a big file, they said, from the previous AG about all the pastors and whatever they call the clergymen being pedophiles, and all the people that had been done from it. Well, when she got in office, she threw all that away. The people who were the pedophiles, since they didn't win the case in court to put them in jail, they were going to sue them. She threw the files away and wouldn't let them have the files to sue them because she said she didn't want their names to be released out into the public.
Wow.
So where's the hypocrisy? That's hypocrisy
so
right there.
They're protecting bad guys like this as always, but they don't protect all bad guys. Wow.
What's the lady that's charging the McCloskys with the gun charge in St. Louis?
Okay.
70% of her funding for her to become an attorney or whatever she is comes from George Soros.
Oh, see.
That's why I said it.
Truthfully, that's another name that keeps popping up.
Yeah, you know what happened to America? Our own Constitution has finally worked against us.
Well said.
We have let people into our government that are not loyal to the government.
Here's what I don't understand.
You know, like Imar Ohem. We saved her from her country, and look at the way she talks about our country.
I thought you had to be born in America to be in office. That's what I thought coming up in school.
The president is the only one that has to be born in America.
Okay, thank you.
That's why they wanted to pull. Until this day, they never did.
You're right.
They never pulled up Obama's birth certificate.
Well, they said it was a little fraudulent. I asked a couple of weeks back, and no one really wanted to answer my question. But I remember there was a lot of question if it was even
Well, there's
legitimate.
a statue of him as a child. I don't know. I want to say it's Chile, but I'm not 100% positive. It's one of those countries over there.
Okay.
They actually tore it down.
Oh, maybe Indonesia, maybe. Because they say I think he grew up in Indonesia, like an Asian country. I think
there used to be like a playground like this. Him as a kid was a statue there. And after he came to America and they saw the way he was treating America, they tore his statue down. Because they didn't want to be affiliated
with him. I know his brother hates him. There's a video of Obama's brother saying a lot of
I didn't even
crazy
know he had a
things.
brother.
Yeah, he gets on. You can still on YouTube. You probably look it up when
you ever watch
to
the Ellen? this one's gonna be a funny one. You ever see the Ellen DeGenerate video of Michelle Obama dancing?
No. Oh yeah, with the male member, Michael. Yeah. I know about that. I don't know about that
either, man. It's a little freaky to me. Because then now they got, when you're a Trump guy, you get the memes about Biden. There's a picture of Biden grabbing it, going, "Oh, yours is bigger than mine."
Yeah, memes are great. I agree. Memes are great. Wait, man, it was a pleasure chopping it up. My name is Trek, like I said, like Star Trek, man. The name of the magazine is Red Bokeh.
Yeah, like I said, now you got my name on there. That's the
name
I
got your name,
for eBay,
and I'm gonna look.
Facebook.
I can't wait to put up this interview to see what people say.
Yeah, you see, I got a lot of stuff there about the CDC telling the right numbers.
Well, I'm gonna share a lot of your stuff. I'm gonna share your posts. See what you have to say, man.
I hope people don't get offended. Like
Go ahead.
I put like I have the true story about the Breonna Taylor thing up online on mine.
What do you think the true story is? Do you mind sharing it with me?
I do believe she was an EMT. I do believe she was a good person. I believe she fell into hard times and she got one with the wrong boyfriend. The report that I have seen is that when they came to her house, the report says that they did knock on the door, even though it was a no-knock warrant. They did knock. They said, but as soon as they knocked, bullets came through the door. The boyfriend shot through the door at officers first. The officers fired back.
Okay.
Breonna was an innocent victim. I agree.
Yeah.
She was laying in bed, but her boyfriend ducked behind her. So she got killed more because of him, of his negligence. If he would have went in the hallway and shot the cops like a real man, because and I know, I'm not. If I'm going to shoot at somebody, I'm going to let stand behind my wife to do it.
No,
I'm going to stand out in front of the thing and do it.
Yes, sir.
So,
we're speaking on what the issue.
Thank you for enlightening me. I'm definitely.
Yeah, there's a report on the report that says they were coming for her car because the boyfriend was involved with drugs pretty bad.
Yeah, that's what he said.
And
yes,
she got a little bit involved, which hey, listen, I've gotten tough times and I've thought about calling some of my friends that, and say, hey, dude, if I gotta make a run to North Carolina and go pick something up for you, I'll do it. You know what I mean?
But the whole thing, the thing is, a lot of people. I'm glad you said that. A lot of people in the inner city, they
just think they went in and blasted her and killed her for no reason.
Yeah.
I mean, none of these people who are getting shot are getting shot for no reason. You know what I mean? No reason at all.
I agree.
I've always told when it first started on Facebook, I told everybody, I said, listen, when a African American comes out of working an 8-hour shift at Walmart and a cop guns him down for no reason, I'll be there with a gun pointing at that cop for you.
Right.
Because that is fucking injustice. But when you resist arrest, pull a knife, try to shoot back, you're on your own game, dude. I'm going to stand and watch. I'm not defending either side on that one.
Right.
We just see who wins, right? It's a gunfight. You see who wins.
I mean, and at the end of the day, everybody's just supposed to go home, whether you're a cop or whether you're anybody.
Exactly, because they've got children. They've got a wife. I mean, you see it all the time on that, what's that, Towers to something?
Yeah.
You hear stories about
Yeah.
one mom who's got 7 kids. Her husband gets shot down. She can't hug all her kids at one time because she ain't got 7 arms.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So that brought to my heart. I'm thinking, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Nobody thinks about the cops that way. We always think, but cops always catch us in our worst times.
Right.
It's very seldom that you ever see an officer put online when we are on our best times with an officer. You know what I mean? Like you ever see there was a officer, there was 2 kids that were riding those. Do you remember the green machines?
Yeah, I love the green
machines. So there's 2 kids riding green machines down the road. Now it's a road like this, so it's got city traffic.
Right.
Officer pulls up, parks his car up there, comes up, talks to the kids.
Yeah.
Mom gets out right away. She gets on the phone or has her phone recording. She thinks it's all going bad.
Right.
Father's outside. Father walks over. So you see him talking over. You don't know what's going on. Next thing you see the cop and the father taking the 2 green machines up the alley, right?
Okay.
They fucking race. They race.
Yeah.
Comes back and say, "Well, I'm giving a penny to Jacob Blake's family."
It's true.
They didn't give a penny to him. You'll see videos. I saw a video of a BLM pulling into some other state. They pull into those big double-decker buses. You see them all get off, and it's got BM. That whole bus was wrapped. That's some money, dude. You know what I mean? That's 20, 30 grand to wrap a bus.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
So,
I agree.
Why aren't you helping people in Chicago? Why aren't like that Legend kid? Why didn't you give that? Why didn't you help that family with a home? That kid didn't deserve to die.
I agree, man.
No.
It seems like a lot of opportunists, man. They get on the bullhorn. A lot of them want to run for office.
Well, that's because of who runs the BLM, the true runners.
I know. A lot of people don't realize, like, the average black person in America hates Black Lives Matter, and it's been co-opted, and it's become synonymous with everybody black, and it's not even an issue because it's really more about, and a lot of people in my audience are going to be offended by this, but it's really gay lives matter. That's what it really should be called about, because that's really more the issues they care about. And I don't hate gay people, but they put everything to the front street, and things that affect the average black person like myself is pushed to the back. So that's like being out there saying, I'm going to fight for the Jews, but you never talk about the plight of Jewish people. We're talking about gay rights. We're talking about Caitlyn Jenner. We're talking about environmental rights, whatever the hell that is. But no one ever talks about economically making people like the descendants of slaves. And that wrong. And the same people who paid people like the Indians, the Native Americans, who rightfully so got paid back. The Jewish Americans, they rightfully so got paid back for the Holocaust. Asian Americans got paid back for being in internment camps when we were at war with Japan.
But I understand that thing, but
Go ahead, sir. Please.
I mean, okay, now I'm telling you from my way I look at it, but wouldn't welfare be considered a payback?
No, because welfare, because what you said earlier about the families, what you said about
know, they
white
won't give it
people
to
being
moms that
family.
kick their-
No, you're partly right. When welfare was started, it was literally started for farmers, for the wives of farmers, to make sure they would be good. And their agreement was to say, that's why we have surplus cheese, like welfare cheese and all that surplus food, because that was an agreement with the farmers. Okay, we're going to get this welfare, and we're going to give this surplus to people that are really poor too. But their agreement was they didn't have to take the man out of the house. So when they called welfare,
to do the opposite.
so when they gave it to the brown and black mothers and poor white mothers now, because I get it, it's not just black people, because most people on welfare are white people, because of the numbers. It's not
where
because
I live,
exactly. You see what I'm saying? So
I had a third kid.
Go ahead, sir,
we'll get
please.
off of welfare.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, so it's
now
like,
she's mad because she had a fourth kid and welfare won't pay for it.
And they won't pay
and
for
I
it.
said, good. That's good. They shouldn't pay for it.
Because it was supposed to be
your legs closed. That's not my problem.
It was supposed to be a Band-Aid, not a crutch. So I get what you're saying. So it was supposed to be a quick fix and get back on your feet, but people have taken advantage of it.
Welfare
But
should be more like WIC.
I agree.
You can be on for a couple months, you're done.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
So when you have like the breakup of the family, and you seem like a very proud American, they want black Americans to care about the breakup of DACA families or Mexican families, which a lot of us do. But don't break up the black family, the poor white family, the Spanish family with things like domestic relations, with things like welfare, the welfare state. Because that's what has everyone at odds. It has everyone. That's the same thing as socialism, if you really think about it. When you have people on welfare as a whole and they're getting the same amount of money, the same living scheme, the same square footage, that's socialism. But it's
Maybe
just called something else.
that's why you got two sides the way it is right now.
That's exactly why you have two sides.
Now they've taken all the college kids and told them that socialism is good. So now all the college kids are marching with BLM, not realizing
But they don't see the ill.
because these guys lived it. It's good for them. No, it's not. What has it done? What has welfare done for the black community? What has the government done for the black community?
It's made us a victimhood state. Not to say
it
we're
puts
not.
you in this
Not to say we're
area.
not victims, but it puts us in a situation where, like you said, you'll get paid more money to stay at home. So who the hell's going to go to work if you're getting paid more to stay at home? There's got to be an incentive, whether it be higher pay or more pay. That's the incentive for the people not to be on welfare, and that transcends race.
What they did was they broke the African American traditions. They broke it. They broke them.
I agree.
To be honest, the Democrats are proud of it because they broke them so easy.
You got to realize that.
You would have really thought that.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I know bare minimum about Black history.
That's fine. Go ahead.
Black
Do your
history is
thing.
not taught in school. But,
It's not. That's true Black history, right? I
From
agree.
what I've seen on TV, back in the day, like they said, blacks invented a lot of stuff. The
Yes,
white
sir.
people stole it. I agree. I believe there's that.
Thank you
Because
for
I know there's
admitting
white people that steal stuff from white people. You know what I mean?
Actually, the foldable bike was created by a black gentleman. The
But
foldable
wasn't
bike
the,
frame.
Traffic lights were made
The
by
after
black
traffic
men.
lights. Washington D.C. was designed.
I know windshield wipers were made by somebody and they were stole by GM.
Wow. Even Jim Beam, his recipe was a black guy, but he later named it after him. I'm more not really a drinker, but look at a Jim Beam that just came out. It's named after a guy, and that's the guy that did it for Jim Beam. And Jim Beam had so much love for this dude.
Well, that's why they kept them from learning how to read. Because if you can't read, you didn't know patent laws.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So you could say, you could copy it, go over, now you make the patent for it. And what's that guy going to do? He don't know nothing. He don't know laws, rules, nothing.
Did you know Betsy Ross's flag was sewn by her slave hand? That she didn't even sew the
I
flag?
remember that.
Yeah. It's a little fat toys like that.
That's the circle one with the 13
sir.
stars.
Yeah. You know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay.
That was one of the things they did teach us. There was a couple things. They taught you about Anne Frank. They taught you
Anne
about,
Frank.
They taught
Yeah.
you about the old slave tunnels from house to house and
Yes,
all that
sir.
stuff.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And that was always cool to me because
Right.
it's like, hey, we all came from somewhere.
Right.
Just like a lot of
And
shit that goes
now
on
we're all
lately.
here, so we got to make the best of it, right?
But the problem is, you're fighting over stuff that's happened for one race 400 years
I
ago,
agree.
another race,
I agree.
500 years ago. Listen, I understand the Indians want their territory back, but you know what, dude? Back in the day, unfortunately, you lost your territory to here. You got territory for free. That's more than... Truthfully, the Indians got more than the African Americans did.
I agree.
You didn't get no land,
I agree.
right? They didn't get no land.
That's my
They got
point.
nothing.
That's my point. Yeah, they
But
did
you
get
gave it to the Indians. And then, not even that, the Indians are tax-free. Who else is tax-free?
They're tax-free. They got dominion over the tobacco industry and the casino industry. So they got a lot of kickbacks. That a lot
So
of.
why do you want your land back? Why do you want land? You know, they wanted Mount Rushmore. They pulled all that shit when Trump went to do that thing out there.
I remember that.
And then they want to call it racist. But listen, that monument was carved by an Italian American. He's the one who carved that. You rip that, you bust that face off. You're
I didn't know that.
pretty much doing race to the Italians. You know what I mean?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was an Italian.
Well, I know the
Italian
Italian community in eastern Pennsylvania. They're the ones that erected the Christopher Columbus statue that's right behind the Larry Holmes.
Well, it's like that statue of Abraham Lincoln with the last slave being released.
Oh yeah.
That was paid for by black people.
Yeah, I know you're right about that. Didn't they vandalize that like a month ago?
Yeah, well, they
right?
tried, but
they tried. Yeah, I remember that being in the news.
You saw the actual. Well, because to me, I think it's because she knew what the statue actually meant, because that was in Chicago, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, she did pull that off. Matter of fact, she did take it off. You're right. They defended the hell out of it, and that's when Antifa came up with all those fences and started poking them with PVC pipes, and then she ripped those two statues down at night.
Yeah. Are you a religious man?
I used to be in.
I
had something happen in my life. I don't.
Okay, don't default. But how do you feel about Trump holding the Bible wrong? Did you hold that against him?
Well, to be honest, I don't really think Trump was a religious man. I really don't. I don't think
that was for the cameras. You think that day?
Yeah. I think that was. No, you know what? I don't really know what I mean. I know everyone wants to say it's a photo op. Yeah, but listen, as president, you know what I mean? He's gonna do that, you know. Yeah, but I don't really. He says that he is. He goes to those Christian events every year, but.
Oh, the funniest ones when he with the black pastors. I always get a kick out of those too.
What's that?
The black pastors when he's in the black church.
I didn't see that.
The black when he has the meetings in the Oval. What do you think of the Kanye West meeting? Were you with that? You think?
I really didn't watch that because I think that guy's a loon, man. He's just a loon.
Kanye West is a loon.
Yeah.
All right.
I think there's something a little off in his head, man. There is. I mean, dude, he's been a little nutty for years.
The first meeting or all meetings in general?
Well, even when he tried to run last time for president, I thought he was a little out in left field.
Right,
I mean, even listening to his music, I thought he was on left field.
You think he's a spoiler vote? You think he's just trying to spoil votes for Biden? You think he's still?
Yeah, I think he's trying to steal a couple black votes.
Yeah.
I think like at the last minute he's going to drop out, and then all those people are like, oh shit, what do we do? Oh, you know what? Trump doesn't really sound that bad right now as Biden does. So we'll jump on that wagon. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or they might not have voted at all, but I don't really think even the people that are thinking about voting for him right now are really gonna. I mean, because they're saying that possibility of Trump having 16% of the black vote right now. And they've said that if a Republican gets 20% of the black vote, Democrats never win.
They'll never win, right?
And
so
I really
right
think I think the silent majority is huge, and they don't realize it. I really do believe a lot of. And I can tell you as myself, I don't look like a silent majority, but when people come and ask me about like somebody who's trying to do polls for that,
yes, sir.
I lie. I don't tell them what I'm doing about it.
Good.
I don't walk out with a Trump hat. I walk out with I have a police hat. I wear my police hat when I'm at my house.
I remember when I did canvassing in Ronaldville for a lot of these nonprofits that do these protests now. And I remember I was in like Muhlenberg, with a real nice part of Allentown.
Okay.
And the Muhlenberg kids were actually filming us do what we were doing. They were doing a documentary about our work. And the one girl, ironically, was from UK, from England or whatever. And she was like, damn, that's kind of weird, Trek. She was like, what? I was like, what? Everyone's going out of their way to tell you they're not going to vote for Hillary. They're not going to vote for Trump. And I said, you know what? That is kind of weird. And then Trump ended up winning. So I feel you. And you shouldn't have to say who you're going to vote for. If you have it on Front Street today, but that's all good. It's kind of, I guess I understand why.
I know now I know it's going to be out there that I'm a Trump's poll board.
Yeah. That's all.
Now there ain't no hiding.
Ain't no hiding now, brother.
News came over. Channel 10 News
that's right.
You came over. I'm sure that lady in that Mercedes got footage driving down the road.
Yeah, she does.
Look at only one Trump supporter showed up for the Black Lives rally.
And you were attacked. And you were attacked.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
And he was showing off his racism wearing a MAGA hat. Yeah. That's my racism. I think if that would have been racist, I would have gotten in the car and ran away when everybody came over talking to me.
Yes, sir. Like I said, it was a pleasure talking to you, man. My name is Trek.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wrap up the interview. Like I said, I can't wait to go back to the office and put this together.
Yeah, you got some editing to do.
You got some great editing. Got some B-roll, some pictures of colorful things you were talking about.
Yeah, like I said, when you look me up and I'll have to look over to what was it?
Yes,
my
sir.
wife's gonna be like, "That's really you?"
Yeah.
Because she always thinks you're gonna go out and start trouble. You're going, no, I'm not.
No, you did great.
I look aggressive. I look it. That's the problem. I look it.
Until you come
That's
up and
because I'm a
talk.
concrete worker.
Yes, sir. So you're a hard
so
worker.
I look like I'm aggressive.
Because I was in AP.
I haven't fought since I was 19 years old. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
And last time I shouldn't say that. I did get into a little scuffle with 3 Spanish guys, but That was just ridiculous. I didn't hit him. I didn't hit one single one of them. I got punched 17 times in the face, dude. 17 times.
That's when
and
you
after
could
it was
fight.
all over, all I said is, listen, if that's what I can do without swinging, imagine what I can do with swinging.
Yeah.
I took all threes and didn't put a knee down. And they got in their car and left.
And I left, yeah.
But I yelled to my wife, go get the shotgun.
Yeah.
And then what's funny is, they did it where I live. I don't own a shotgun. I have no guns.
I'm not even a gun guy at all.
Yeah.
But I respect
I'm
the right
not,
to
but,
carry. You know what I mean? So
Lately, it's getting more and more to thinking about going to buy one, man.
I agree.
It really has.
I agree.
And my daughter and my wife both bought one within the last 2 months.
Right.
So